Welcome to the Answers for Elders radio show. Meet the trusted experts who will give you straight answers and will help guide you on the path of later life care. Now, here's your host, founder, caregiver, and CEO, Suzanne Newman.
And welcome back, everyone, to Answers for Elders Radio Network. And we are here again with Larry Jacobson, who is a retirement coach and a fabulous friend of mine that I've been friends with since the 1980s. Now we're aging ourselves.
Yeah, we are.
But, and of course, I always call him LJ. So, you know, I might slip up every once in a while because you're more LJ to me than you are Larry, but I try here. But Larry, I am so thrilled you're talking about this process and about finding meaning, finding occupational wellness in your life. And even if you're retired, even if you don't have a quote unquote job, occupational wellness is not about a job. It's about finding purpose. It's about finding meaning. It's about making a difference. And Larry, you have been amazing at sharing a little bit about how you work with people. And I knew I had to have you on for this type of a program and for you to close it out strong. So tell me a little bit about your process in working with people.
Sure. So I go through, there are 9 stages that I take people through to find their purpose and meaning in retirement. I call it, what is your encore? And I would love for your audience just to remember that, just to keep asking themselves, what is your encore? What are you going to do next? When people retire, say at 65, well, we're living a lot longer than the previous generation. If you make it 65, there's a good chance you're going to make it to 85. Well, that's 20 years. What are you going to do with yourself? So I first take people through, well, what is your vision? What is it that you think you want to do? And if you don't know, then I take them through the passion quiz. And that asks lots of questions about what they like, what they don't like. Okay. Then, once we come up with something, then, and even if you can't come up with something, I say, well, just come up with an idea that you're going to wake up in the morning for something that you love. Yeah. And let's just move on from there. So then we talk about, okay, well, what steps would you need to take in order to make that happen? So you take a big dream and you break it down into smaller goals. I think that I've been talking to you about that for 40 years. So yep. Then what we do is we go through a SWOT analysis. Now, if those from the corporate world will know that a SWOT analysis stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And that's how we analyze a product in the corporate world, or a company, or the competition, or our own company. I turn that around and make it to analyze an individual. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What opportunities do you have? What threats do you have?
Yeah.
So you might say something like, well, I don't know anything about investing money, but my cousin happens to be a financial advisor. So that's an opportunity that we take advantage of. And then looking at what your strengths are. Then a lot of people will say, well, what I'm thinking about doing is risky. It's too risky. I'm afraid to take the risk. Okay, well, we analyze the risk of whatever it is somebody wants to do. Mm-hmm. So that's a risk analysis. And then an issue that comes up a lot is personal decision making, is that people can't decide. Well, what should I do? What direction should I go? And I am of the theory that we make decisions based on our priorities.
Yeah.
What are your priorities in life? And that will help make your decisions a lot easier and faster. So I teach that. And then there's a whole segment about fear.
I was wondering if that word was going to come up.
Of course it does. It's my favorite topic.
Why did I know that?
Yeah.
Well, there is a lot of fear. Fear
there's
of failure,
a lot of fear.
Fear of success.
Fear of success.
Of losing friendships or losing routines or fear of change.
Fear of going. And then if someone decides, well, I think I'm going to go this direction, there's the fear of, what if I go the wrong direction? What if it doesn't work out?
Mhm.
Well, that's okay. We're going to set it up so that you're going to enjoy the path along the way.
Right. And what did you learn in the process?
Right.
It's like, it's like, and it's interesting that you say that, because there, I mean, Tony Robbins talks about there's no sense of failure, only results. It's like, if you didn't get the result you wanted, there was still things that you learned along the way. So it wasn't a failure.
That's right.
And I think that's the thing that, when we look at being fearless, stepping out and doing something courageous, that's an accomplishment in itself.
In itself,
Isn't it?
absolutely. Absolutely. And I teach people to focus not on a problem, but on the solution.
Right.
And there's a big difference in the way people look at things like that. So, and then also it's perseverance,
Mhm.
sticking with it, and
Yep.
keeping a positive perspective, and then a
Yes.
commitment to what it is that you've decided you want to do.
Fortitude.
Yeah, yes. Oh, I love that word. I love that word. I haven't used that word in so long. I use tenacity and perseverance, but I love fortitude, because
I
it
love
implies the
fortitude.
strength of
I love fortitude.
Well,
and
without battle, there's no victory.
yeah, I always, in visualization too, is another thing that I use a lot.
Now that's lesson one. And I think I'm going to take this moment to point out that the whole lesson on visualization, which is the segment on visualization, the first 3 lessons are free.
Wow.
About visualization.
Awesome.
And I'd love your listeners to go take the free lessons, because
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's at buoytraining.com.
Yes. And, if you were a family caregiver, you maybe have left your job. It's interesting, in today's job world, they say a typical year 20 years ago in business now runs 3 months in the business world now, because of technology, of advancements, of the way things are being done at a more rapid pace because of those things. So if you're out of the workforce for 3 months, you've lost a year in what used to be, which is kind of interesting. I mean, when you really look at that and you say, okay, is this for me again? Do I want to have meaning in your life? And Larry, I am so grateful that you've shared so much today, and we've really talked about ways in which people can find meaning and purpose. And thank you so much. So, Larry, how do we reach you?
Just remember this: what is your encore?
What is your encore?
Yeah, just go to buoytraining.com, and that's where the courses are. If you want to contact me, go to larryjacobson.com, and you can get there from either website, back and forth. And the book is coming out soon, called What is Your Encore?
I love it. So thank you again, and I'll be right back right after this.
Time to get back to Suzanne and more Answers for Elders.
So if you're looking for an encore in your life, if you're looking for new path, new directions, we encourage you to reach out to LarryJacobson.com. That's JACOBSON.com. Or you can go to buoytraining.com and take the free lessons. And also, please, everyone, check out Answers for Elders and the Vitality Revolution. And until next week, be good to each other. We at Answers for Elders thank you for listening. Did you know that you can discover hundreds of podcasts in our library on senior care? So visit our website and discover our decision guides that will help you also navigate decision making. Find us at answersforelders.com.